I know that you're working our system, obviously. What are some other things you're doing to attract business? I mean, at what point, I guess, let me get more tactical on that. At what point in the relationship with the prospect are you using them as leverage to get real estate agents? Like, what's your workflow there? Because it sounds like you're really trying to kind of get this infinity loop between the two worlds, where they feed each other. And I'm just curious, kind of, where do they meet?
Right. So for me, it's always been the component of reverse engineering success. To me, the most definitive business model is to have realtors or a referral network that is going to feed you forever and always. And in order to maintain that, the only way is to offer some sort of reciprocity between the two of you. And so that's one of the reasons why I sought out the lead buy that I did, was because I knew specifically for purchasers, it was going to be a requirement to cut out a lot of riffraff. Nobody wants to go for coffee, bro. Like that business model is dead. You know, it's funny. One of the pitches that I have for realtors right off the bat is I just call. I'm like, hey, my name is Austin Hines. I work with Skyway Financial. I'm actually the owner, and we specifically reach out to local realtors to network with them. This is not a marketing ploy or anything like that. What I'm looking for is someone to build a relationship with that's willing to reciprocate. So to answer your question, it's literally in my initial pitch, like, hey, I'm reaching out to you to build a relationship. I want to know if you're going to reciprocate. And if they don't have those conversations, man, if it's like, oh, well, click, dude, I'm on to the next person, you know?
That makes sense. What are some pieces of advice from your path, from your experience, that you feel, right now we're in an interesting market, right? As we're recording this in April, so I know that it's an interesting time for a lot of people, and one of the things I've observed is, because I've had a few conversations as of lately, and periodically, every now and then, somebody will say that they feel like lead quality has gone down. I always like to look at things formulaically, because it's like, fundamentally, there's been very, very little changes to our process in a way that would affect lead quality. There's been insufficient changes to the platforms to really validate that statement. And so, when I was looking at it, I was like, well, there's an increased amount of friction to get somebody from initial, point of interest, they opted in to become a lead, all the way to a closed and funded loan, right? It's like, I've actually seen a lot of people that are getting to the application, but it's the distance between the application and the closed and funded loan seems to be the challenge, right? And so I guess, formulaically speaking, it has felt to me like what the perception is lead quality has gone down, but really difficulty of the game has gone up, right? And so I'd be curious about some advice that you might have for loan officers during a market like this.
Sure. So, first of all, I don't think that lead quality has gone down. There's specifically some inventory issues that I think we can address quickly to kind of maybe help alleviate some of the problems that we have. So if we look at the last time that we were at the absolute bottom of the market, was February of 2012. There are two reasons that the market crashed. The first was there wasn't enough regulation on who could qualify for a mortgage. It's pretty well known that if you could fog a mirror, you could get a mortgage at that time. The other issue was there was massive amounts of inventory. At the very bottom of the market, you had 2.4 million listings on the market. Today, as of, I think it was last month, no, I'm sorry, this was 2 weeks ago, I pulled these facts. It was right at 563,000 active listings. So
Compared to 2.4.
2.4.
Wow.
You're talking, what was it, like 25%?
Not even that, 20%. Less than 20%. Or a little
So,
bit more than 20%. Yeah.
first of all, when people start talking about, oh, well, the market's changed, I don't think, as far as like, sorry, I'm getting a call me in this real quick.
Leads, man. You're muted?
Huh?
Now you're back. You were muted there for a second.
Sorry. My top realtor was giving me a call. We're actually doing anyway, it doesn't matter. We're flowing there. Sorry about that. Hopefully we can cut some of that out. But let's see, where was I? I was talking about 2.4 million.
Yeah, 2.4 million. It's down to just over 20% of what it was before.
Yeah. So applications have gone down, but that's simply because we have an inventory issue. So I don't think that the market has gotten, lead quality hasn't gone down. We just have massive inventory issues at the moment. So I think the reality is you have really high quality candidates. It's just a matter of how are you going to be creative with your realtor referrals and getting those people in homes. I feel like I went a long way around to kind of answer that question, but supply and demand is there, man. And we see it every time, I have interest rates come down, a quarter to half point. It seems like everybody's jumping at the gun to get in the house. But there's still a lot of opportunity out there, man. Successful people will always find a way.